We are looking at three incredibly potent entities, the Cryptids, who are fundamentally shaping the future of the verse, each aligned with incompatible goals in today's video. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. These aren't your regular monsters. These are the Cryptids. Today, we're diving into how these three, Ivarage, Zelanus, and Kumara, are rewriting the future of the Tensura world itself. Milky Way Ivarage, Mother of Destruction. Ivarage is the original source of all cryptids. She is the husk of the All-One left behind when Veldanava emerged to become the creator. Her single-minded purpose is an eternal grudge. She seeks to reunite with what she lost and become whole once more, which necessitates the annihilation of all creation. She's as old as time itself, pre-intelligence. For eons, she was a mindless force, a being of pure power throwing her energy around. This chaos is how she spawned her ignorant children, the original cryptids, who existed only to fight and destroy. Sealing. Her rampage necessitated action from Veldanava's allies, the Seven Angels of Origin. The conflict was stalled when Veldanava personally sealed her away in the empty otherworld. The critical evolution. In Volume 19, after consuming the grudges and hatred of Abhara's subordinates, Ivarage gained intelligence. This is a key moment for the Tensura verse. She transitioned from a force of nature to a malicious, focused entity, remembering her original purpose. New strength. This evolution empowered her to instantly evolve and name her three strongest spawn, the Catastrophe-class cryptid rulers, Kikishi, Habataki, and Swim. These three possess more magicules than even Zelanus in his pre-Stampede Malim equivalent state. What's even more terrifying is that all the descendants of the cryptid rulers, the disaster-class Simobes, also underwent evolutions that made them even stronger. Immediate impact. Stepping out of the Otherworld gate, she arrived in Damargania and one-shot Velgrind with a tiny attack, wiping out a huge chunk of the anti-cryptid forces. However, after witnessing Benimaru's brilliant swordsmanship and leadership impact on the battlefield, she started to evolve at the end of Volume 22. She's realized the strategic value of the humanoid form as she watches the fighting. And thanks to the Halloween festival, all her spawn, even the cryptid rulers, will be getting human forms and boosts in power. My theory: she is arguably the incarnation of the end of space and time. The idea is that the fundamental laws of the Tensura world, including ultimate skills and arts based on infants, will do nothing to her, rendering them as ineffective as a passing breeze. I don't really have a clue as to what this means for her spawn, especially her rulers, but it's probably the case that they have nullifications to ensure only the most desperate of Spiritron-based attacks can hope to reach them. Ant Zelanus, the treacherous insect king. Zelanus was Ivarage's offspring who was the first cryptid to attain intelligence, and the only one we know for sure was named by Veldanava. He's as old as a couple dozen eons, or even more. Alignment and betrayal. He allied with the Seven Angels of Origin to fight the other cryptids, but secretly harbored the ambition to kill the creator, Veldanava, viewing it as the only proof of his transcendence. This is actually a factor in Feldway's war on the material world ruled by the demon lords. It's called God-killing, and Zelanus believed that it was the natural end goal of all creation, a testament of them having surpassed the creator. Zelanus wasn't the only believer in this thought. Oh no, because the good friends Degrul and Twilight also sought to surpass Veldanava and prove it by killing him. The Insectars. He founded the Insector race with Peliod and served. Ruled as their king, chasing conquest across many worlds. Methodology. Zelanus is defined by his clever cowardice. He didn't seek to push his own strength, but rather manipulate others and rely on Peliod's plan to harvest the dead Insector's strength. He was purely opportunistic and heartless towards his own spawn. The Fall. After running from Malim following Peliod's death, he made a final cowardly move to attack the Labyrinth when Veldora was gone. Ultimately, he was destroyed by his own abandoned son, Zejan, who achieved an unyielding body and indomitable power through the connection to his leader, Rimuru. Legacy. Zelanus relied on ultimate skills like Sephiroth and World Laws. This is why he and his Insectars are often considered a separate race from Ivarage and Kumara, who inherently nullify attacks based on World Laws. His death in Volume 21 marks the end of his self-serving ambition. Foxface Kumara, God's pet, Chimera Lord. Kumara is a mythical beast cryptid raised in the material world under Rimuru's banner. She is a divine earth beast with no memory of the other world after completing her evolution in Volume 16. She's already more than 300 years old. Evolution. Freed by Rimuru, she received the name Kumara, which allowed her to evolve into a nine-tailed beast and gained 6 new tails. She was later granted the ultimate gift, Lord of Mythical Beasts Bahamut. Role. She serves as the 90th floor boss in the Labyrinth and earned the title Chimera Lord, as one of Rimuru's 12 Chaos Guardians in Volume 13. Power style. Unlike Zelanus, Kumara is defined by courage and a direct, competitive attitude, a spirit instilled by the high-stakes atmosphere in Tempest. Cryptid trait. She shares Ivarage's ability to nullify magic attacks. Her 9 tails, familiars, each demon lord seed level, specialize in different aptitudes, e.g., Reiko her tiger familiar cancels lightning attacks, Get her rabbit cancels gravity, allowing her to counter elemental and physical forces based on the world's laws. Volume 23. She's joining Benimaru as reinforcements to defend Damargania. My theory is that her intrinsic skills, beast unification and beast domination, will undergo a powerful evolution, potentially into unique skills, when faced with Ivarage's cryptid ruler's raw power. This will be just like what happened to Cheyenne when she was a wicked Oni and had to fight the million-class Razzle. Cheyenne managed to evolve her Ogre Berserker intrinsic skill, and it became a unique skill, Divine Berserker. If Kumara can be pushed to that extreme, it would give her Beast King Bahamut ultimate gift, a serious amp that can be helpful in keeping Ivarage contained. Although this theory gets a lot of pushback from the Tensura fandom because Ivarage has to deal with absolute units like Malim and Veldora, Chloe, Yuki, and perhaps even Dino who are headed for Damargania. The fandom seems to believe Ivarage won't be able to defeat this lineup of monsters. I disagree with that opinion, but then again with only a few weeks until the release of Tensura's final volume, we will all see what Fuse has in store for the community. Lightbulb conclusion, the ideal world. The contrast between the cryptids highlights a core philosophical conflict. Ivarage's loneliness. She is a being driven by hatred and loneliness, viewing herself as disconnected and abandoned. Rimuru's allies bonds. Figures like Kumara and Malim are enviable existences to Ivarage because they possess deep, fulfilling connections, whether to Rimuru or to Gaia. When Rimuru faces Ivarage, the central tension is not connection as ultimate power, but rather that connection represents the ideal world that Rimuru is trying to realize, the world that exists at the end of destruction and reconstruction. Rimuru's world is a place where Ivarage can finally achieve both deep connection and omnipotence while remaining herself as she reaches even greater heights. It is this chance at a better future that his executives fight for. Volume 23, with Rimuru and Veldora on the cover, is hinting that this complex process of destruction and rebuilding hinges on connected existence. This is going to be a massive volume for the cryptids as they carve out a new path for their respective races, fulfilling Rimuru's vision for the world.